NewGenGamers.com.
Alright, welcome to another one of the New Gen Gamers Console Wars of the Past documentaries. Today we are doing the N64 era, and we might as well start off with one of the best games for the Nintendo 64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Many people have still rated this as the best game of all time. What do you have to say about that? Our new guest correspondent, Luke.
Video game expert Luke Feather.
I love the Zelda series. It's great stuff. They're an accurate amount of difficulty typically. You know, it's not super difficult, and it's not like...
They don't cakewalk you through it either.
No.
Yeah, it's always a clever blend of kind of action RPG battling and puzzle solving that really tests you. I mean, it's hard to get through a Legend of Zelda game without having to ask someone or try 50 million times to figure out the puzzles. They are ridiculous at times, and as you can see, this is very late into the game. Adult Link fully loaded with all of his best equipment. Take a look at the inventory here. Now you see
We've got all of our songs for the Ocarina here. You can play different songs. Hence the title, The Ocarina of Time. Each time you played a different Ocarina song, it would do something different. Like one would speed up time, one would slow down time. Each one would open different temples when you get to them in game.
This one would call your horse.
And as you see, the golden, what were those called? Spiders? The Skulltulas.
Yes.
Yeah, once you get those, they have like a meta game inside it where you hunt those down, and it's really nice.
It kind of was one of the first to collect a friggin' million of this item that's hidden cleverly in the world and get a pointless prize. But you'd get a lot of power-ups throughout the game every time you got so many. Here's the main inventory, your basic upgrades. I mean, these are basically cosmetic things that you have to get. Here's your tools that you use for puzzle solving and to kill enemies.
As you see, that you get the giant Megaton hammer. That was one of our friend Carl's favorites. And you can see you have different types of arrow ammo. You have your light and your fire and all those other ones.
Now, what, pray tell, is that magnifying glass looking item there?
The lens of truth.
It will show you truth. You put it on, it would reveal certain things throughout the game, and it was basically a puzzle solving thing.
There were messages on the stones in the game, and it would just help you throughout the game. You can call your horse. And here comes Epona.
So you would pull out your ocarina, press the correct button sequence, and that one calls up your horse. And you hop on Epona. Epona was a great addition to the Legend of Zelda universe. It let you
cross the fly.
Cross the world quickly, shoot on the fly. You can pull up your arrow. You can get her to go faster, give her, basically beat her.
I think you're feeding her there, bud.
Not by what he's doing with his hand, unless he's, I don't know. But, you know.
I don't think he wants to go that route.
So this is the overworld. You can see it's a pretty large area.
If you stop by those grass there, you could probably get some hearts. Yeah,
try shooting them.
Just like any traditional Zelda game, you can whack bushes to get hearts and rupees.
And of course you can do the awesome spin move.
Ooh.
Look at all that. We cleaned up on that one. Alright, now we're ready to ride.
Now we got some life.
Now this was a very large game for the N64. This came out in 1998 after the system had been out a little bit. After Super Mario 64, this was Shigeru Miyamoto's baby. And it was worked on for a long time. to really be perfected.
It brought the series properly to 3D. I think that was its best achievement. When we started, I think it was 42, 41, so they cut it around 50. Luke, what do you think of all the additions that they made to the Zelda series in this one? Do you think it really helped out the series?
I think it did. The whole going from 2D to 3-dimensional is a big step for them, and they did it really well, and it also allows them to hide stuff better, I think.
Such as this?
Yeah, a lot of games couldn't pull off 3D right away. You'll see a lot of themes in N64 games that were repeatedly copied in the next generation as kind of templates to follow. I mean, not Nintendo was doing this. I mean, everyone saw these as the way to do a platform game, an action-adventure game, a first-person shooter. You're going to see a lot of that as we go through this, of just them being innovative. And this was pretty much the quintessential Nintendo console, because it was basically Nintendo and very few others supporting it. So Nintendo had to bring their A game to it just to keep it alive.
And this game delivered and sold a lot of systems and helped keep the system afloat. And you know, as far as the game itself, it's just so great. You know, you play as young Link and old Link, and each one has different abilities and different tools, and there's just so many things you can do with this game. You know, the story, while not the most in-depth, does do some neat things with the time travel and such. And
oh, there's also the light to dark transition that wasn't done very much before this. As you'll notice, once the world gets darker, the enemies become tougher and more aggressive. So they started playing with time in this series.
Yeah, and not a whole lot of games had done that, and yeah, so that was definitely a cool thing. I'm not sure how long the days were.
Usually they lasted about 15 minutes real time. About 10-15 minutes real time.
Not enough speed. I'm screwed.
I do recall getting stuck outside the castle a couple times and having to battle down some skeletons.
Yeah,
that was a
fight
pain,
your way out.
Right? Try and make it through the night. So here it is.
This is the Ocarina of Time. I mean, it's a great game. It's available to download on the Wii Virtual Console if you can't find a hard copy anywhere. I mean, they're available all over the web, you know, maybe even at newgengamers.com.
Actually, this version right here is available at shop.newgengamers.com. You can own it yourself. This is my personal copy, too, by the way.
So it's in excellent condition. And that's really all we have to say about this one. So this is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
New Gen Gamer.